Hi, family. We're on a little early, and that's kind of like what happens because I want to give you time to do what you do. And of course, I thank you for allowing me to come into your home and talk about whatever Riq the Critic is critiquing today. Now, last week when we spoke, I got some names wrong. I mispronounced some words. It was horrible. My daughter called me up and said, "Mother." So, I could have just put some things and just did some disclaimers or put some things at the bottom, but I didn't want to do that. I needed to just redo it again. Plus, it really deserves honorable mention. I talked last week about week before last, how I was rescued by this wonderful couple, Catherine and Bro, and they are with Reliable Rides LLC, and they're they're in Benton, Arkansas. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. As I shared last week, I was stranded. My car played out on me, and you guys know that I've been having some car troubles. Anyway, the car played out on me. My daughter panicked, and I was already in panic mode, so she just kind of upped it, and she started looking around. Enterprise didn't have a car. Budget didn't have a car. No one had a car. So and she looked up and got Catherine. Catherine and her husband, Bro, they came right over, tried to give the car a jump. That wasn't the case. It was a much bigger problem than that. Waited with me, got the car, got me into a rental, because that's what they do. They also have a place in Alaska as well. So if you're in the Alaska area, I'm not sure it was Anchorage or whatever, but you can Google it. It's Reliable Rides LLC, and it's Catherine and Bro. So anyway, they came. It was awesome. They came. They were so incredibly cool. Such a wonderful, beautiful couple. Stayed with me until I was actually in the car and driving off. Waited till the tow truck came and took my car to Precision Auto, who's some awesome guy over there, Brandon. Really, really cool. Went through my car, told me everything that was wrong and whom was responsible. And it was an incredible day, because it started out, just a regular day for Riq, and hey, it just started to bloom into some crazy stuff. There was a tire shop there that was supposed to come and help me. Of course, they didn't come. Discount Tires in Bryant, Arkansas. Not nice people. They were nice, but they were full of shit. They never came. They never helped. But anyway, the tow truck people came, took the car over. His name was Obi, super cool guy. And actually, the first tow truck driver that came, and I didn't get his name, but he went over to Discount, explained the whole thing to them, and they promised him they were going to send somebody there and they would help me. It never happened. They are truly not people of their word. So if you're in the Bryant, Benton, Arkansas area, Discount Tires suck. Anyway, so that wasn't the end of Catherine and Bro. It wasn't the end. So I got into the rental and it got dark. So I had to go, and I've got some guys I want to talk about in the bad thing. We're going to talk about the good stuff first, then I'm going to get to the bad stuff. But anyway, so they came. It was incredible. The next day, it was like, okay, Winetta, you need to get a car, because obviously my car is like beyond, repair type thing. So we went to a couple of different places. We went over to Spa Car Rentals. Spa Car Sales over in Hot Springs. Nice people. Beth was nice. Nicole was super wonderful. Just a friendly family car sales place. Just nice people. And I also won $200. I won a $200 gift card. Said this Christmas tree there, and you had to pick a card, and I picked a card, and I won $200 gift card from Walmart. So, I'm not a real big Walmart shopper, but I'm going to be able to bless someone with that $200 gift card. Trust. Anyway, so we got there. Beth was incredible. Nicole was incredible. They got me into a car, and I was able to, drive off the next day because it was dark. It was raining. It just wasn't going to happen for me. And so I got back in the rental, went off. Catherine was with me the whole step of the way. I mean, when I tell you reliable rides is reliable, not only are they reliable as far as rides are concerned, they just went over and beyond. Actually, when the tow truck guy picked up my car, took it away, Catherine called my daughter back and said to her, listen, your mom's in the car. She's safe. She's cool. The next day, she called and let my daughter know, listen, everything is fine. We're going to look for a car. Just incredible, incredible people. So it's not like you just call and they put you on a car rental and that's just the end of it. They actually went every step of the way. And, the car had to be repaired. I had to bring it back to where I live. They had a tow thing. They towed my car from what was that, Bryant? From Bryant all the way back to Lake Village. Really, can you say enough? Can I say enough about an incredible, incredible couple? I cannot say enough about Reliable Rides LLC. Just awesome and incredible, incredible service. Awesome people. Just, you cannot go wrong. So Google them, look them up. If you're ever in the area and you need a car, they are reliable. They come. My daughter called them. They were there before the tow truck guy, got there. They were there and they were trying to work with it. And then the tow truck guy comes up. And it was an experience that could have turned into something really, really bad, but it turned out to be just super, super good. So I just love Catherine and I love Bro. I just love them. They're an awesome hip couple. Anyway, and also I didn't mention they have a place in Alaska as well. So if you're in Alaska, look them up, Google them. Also, spa in Hot Springs, awesome people, just really, really nice service. I really met a lot of people last weekend. It must have been just a good, the energy was just so awesome. I just kept meeting people, and everybody that I met was just totally incredible until, like I said, the latter part, and we're going to talk about that as well. So I had an awesome time. Brandon was really, really super nice. He was over at Precision, looked through my car, told me everything that was wrong with it. Said, listen, Winetta, we can't charge you for this because we didn't do anything. I thought we found the problem, but we didn't. And then when we got to the other service, it was like, we can't charge you anything because, it was incredible. I tell you, it started off as, just like, oh, I just wanted to cry. And then the end was it was incredible. Just simply incredible. Anyway, as you know, that being said, now I want to talk about these people, these I want to warn you women, because we really get taken. We get and wait a minute, I forgot one thing. Catherine actually drove the car that I was purchasing. She actually drove it around, she test drove it, and then looked and said, you're going to need a rotor, you're going to need this. This chick, she's incredible. And her husband's incredible too. They're just incredible people, period. Can you listen? Got a rental, got a tow, test drive, took me to find a car. What? You cannot ask for more than that. Is that not top-notch service? Top-notch. Anyway, so I what was I saying? Okay, all right, come on. Brain freeze, brain freeze. That was the car. So anyway, after Brandon looked at my car and told me all the things that were wrong with it, and I have like Warren Tire Company is one. No, well they were Warren Tire. Now they're Torres Automotive, and then there's Roman, a couple of doors down, Automotive. Then there's what's his name? Jeff Strong and Banks. I mean, it's incredible. And then I got a new one to the suck wall. His name is Luis. We just got a roof, a new roof, not a roof, not a patch job, a new roof. The guy was such an incredible jerk. I mean, just a jerk. I mean, he put a new roof on, and it hasn't even been a couple of months. In the first rain we got, the tenant upstairs said the place was raining in water, the same place that it was raining in before. So because I didn't get on top of the roof and look, I just wonder if he really put a roof up there or if he patched it. He did a horrible job. And not only did he do a horrible job, when I called him on it, it's like, oh, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back. That was the first time. Oh, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back. That was the second time. Oh, I'm going to come back. The third time. And then he got even... I mean, and this is incredible. He tells the tenant upstairs, listen, do me a favor. When there's a really, really good day, call me and I could come out there. So in the meantime, I'm thinking to myself, is this guy crazy? Never had a problem getting his payment. Nothing like that. How are you going to, if the woman says the water's coming in, she said the water hit her in the face and ruined her bedding. So that means that the water's coming through the roof, coming through the attic, and then coming into the bedroom. Even if it's raining, sprinkling, shower, I don't care. I mean, the courtesy would have been to come put a tarp or something over there where the water wouldn't keep coming in until we got a sunny day. But he didn't care. He didn't give a damn. It was like, I'm doing something else. I got your money and I'm doing something else. I don't have time to get back to you. I would never, I'm telling you, I don't recommend him to anyone. His name is Luis, and I'll have his real name next week because that's not really his real name, but he's out of El Dorado. So if you find a roofer there named Luis, and he's out of El Dorado, Arkansas, because he moves around a lot too. He goes to Fordyce, he goes all over. But if his name is Luis, you don't want to deal with him. He's not dependable. And he clearly isn't trustworthy. And what I'm saying to you is that we had no issues at all. He gave me a price. I gave him his money, and he just did. I mean, he was so disrespectful. I had to call the guy. I had to actually call the guy that referred me to him, because it was like, sir, you referred this guy. I mean, and the guy had to call him. When the guy called him, because I had to keep calling him and calling him and calling him, because he wouldn't even return my calls. He got just so funky with it. It was like, I'm done with you. I got your money and I'm through. So I said, wow. So, I think that when these things come up, and wait, no, let me finish. Okay. That was Luis. That was the guy that put a new roof on that leaked on the second time that it rained. Okay? Luis. We don't want to forget him. The second people was Torres Auto out of Warren on the corner. I took my car to them. They were supposed to put they said I needed a brake booster. I had new brakes. I had I had pads, all that other, and I had a master cylinder. They told me I needed a brake booster. They put the brake booster on. I came back next day, got in the car, stepped on the brakes, and the brakes went all the way to the floor, and then smoke just started coming from the wheels. I mean, it was smoking. I thought the car was going to blow up. I don't know what the hell they did to my car, but so now I'm sitting there. So I called them on the phone. It just so happened that my dear friend was with me. And I want to thank you for your prayers for Swift too, because he's doing, he's really doing good. So thank you for your prayers. I asked you for him last week, and you came through, and he's doing swell. But anyway, so now we're in the car, and I'm panicked. It's like, what do we do? Because we almost went into a ditch. So we call him on the phone, and he says, well, you just need to bring the car back. I'm thinking, I'm not driving the car. I mean, I'm scared. I'm really terrified because there's smoke coming from the wheels, and the car has no brakes. So Swift gets over, he gets in, he drives the car back. I'm like, ugh. So I get in, and he tells me, well, I don't know what, his name is Angel. I don't know what happened, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, wow. So I'm sitting there, and he says, okay, well, we're going to fix the car. And I said, listen, you were supposed to fix the car. The brakes went to the floor. So, what are you doing? So I waited there until after closing time, which was like after 6 o'clock in the evening. I waited there. They gave me my car back about 6:30, 6:45. I go down the street, park, get up in the morning, no brakes again. So now I'm very, very irritated. I call him back. The first thing he says to me is, well, Rick, when somebody, when you go behind somebody's work, and that's what really threw. I said, what the hell you mean somebody's work? You said I needed a brake booster. You put the brake in. Whose work did you go behind? So now, mind you, anybody that brings a car to any mechanic, you're going behind somebody's work. But this wasn't even the case. I had a new master cylinder. I had new brakes. So it didn't have anything at all to do with the brake booster. What's that got to do with? It would be different if I said, I have I just put a brake booster in. Oh, you need another one. Now you're going behind someone's work. But you're not going behind anyone's work when you tell me that it's the brake. So I said, don't do that. Please don't do that. I said, that is so incredibly insulting, And so it's like, I said, okay, I leave my car no, I don't leave my car. So I said, let me speak to the owner. So the owner, she comes down. She's super, super nice lady. And she looks at me and she says, you know what? Please give us a chance to make it right. She said, just, we can give you your money back and you could take your car somewhere else, or please allow us to get, to make it right. So at this point, it's like, yeah, let you make it right because, if I take the car to somebody else, then they will really be going behind someone else. So anyway, they call me back later on that day. I think it was the same day, and tell me to come and get my car. I go and get my car. When I get my car, I'm driving and the car just cuts out. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So he says to me, oh, you're going to need a new alternator. Yeah, that's what I did. So anyway, I said, okay. So I'm thinking to myself, there's another auto mechanic shop, 2 or 3 doors down. And the guy actually tells me that's where he gets his car fixed. So I'm thinking, okay, you don't need to bring your car back to these guys because these guys clearly have just done a number on you. So I take the car down to the guy a few doors down, and the guy says, I turn the car off, and he says, well, you're going to have to bring it back. I go to turn the car on, and it doesn't work. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with the car? He says, oh, we'll fix something. He said he would do. He said, we'll fix it or something. So I said, okay. So I get the alternator. I bring the alternator to Romans. Now, this is not Torres. This is Warren's, a couple of doors down. So I get to, and he says to me, well, okay. And he says, I'm going to put it on, da-da-da-da-da. So he puts the alternator on. I'm driving, and then all of a sudden, my car cuts out again. But let me back up a little. When I go to get my car, now when I drove in, all my lights on the inside are working. Everything electrical is working. I have no problem at all. When I leave there, the lights are out, no lights coming on in the front, no air conditioner, no heating, that's all out, no radio, no nothing, no video, no nothing. And he looks at me and says, well, I don't know what it is, it might be a fuse. And I'm thinking, well, if you put the alternator in, could you bring it back Thursday? This is on a Saturday. So I said, for you to check to see if it's a fuse? Well, I don't have, so it was like, oh my God, this is insane. So I leave there, the car cuts out on me again. Now, mind you, in my mind, it's like, no, I don't need to go back to this guy again. So after talking to another lady in town there, she had a worse experience, but similar, where they said they fixed the car, then told her to drive it. If it didn't drive right, get it back. She brings it back, it still doesn't drive right. She takes it back. She still, you know what I'm saying? So she just kind of threw her hands up and gave up too. So anyway, I leave and it's like, okay, this is insane. So I go to another mechanic and I say to him, I don't have lights, I don't have heat, I don't have air, it's very cold. And when I came into the place, I had everything. He raises up the car and looks at it, he says, oh, someone didn't plug up the alternator. It's like, what? He didn't plug up the alternator. He says, no, it's not plugged up, so whatever that. So anyway, he does that. And then he does something else and the lights come on and, that's it. So I'm like, okay, thank you very much. I do need to I need a regular mechanic, and these two guys apparently are not it. Now, let me go backwards here. I took my car that was the brakes then, and you'd think I would have learned my lesson, but I didn't. Before the brake thing, no, I didn't have a problem with them the first time, because the first time I took my car to them to get a motor mount. They put a motor mount in, and with the suggestion of my friend, it's like, look, you really need to change all 3 or all 4 of them or what have you. So I said, okay, fine. So I come back with them. I get some more motor mounts, come back, and it's like, we're going to have to wait a week before you can do it. So I go down to Banks, to Jeff Strong, and he puts the motor mounts in. And so anyway, I get up the next morning, and the car's doing the same thing. I go to him and he tells me, get this. He says, well, cars are kind of like people. Some days they do good, some days they do bad. Like that. So in my mind, I'm thinking, when Rick, just get the hell away from this guy. And he's really looking at me seriously after he's taken my money, you know what I'm saying, and did not, you know what I'm saying, in the car still doing this, and he's saying always, then he tells me the ultimate shit that just takes my breath away. Well, it's an old car. Well, do you have a 2022? That's the same shit they told me at Johnny's Lube, these old cars, and that's another crummy little place too. It's crummy. You can only get air there, and it's going to be a half-ass tune-up job if you go there, but they do horrible work there as well. I'm telling you, these people, and I don't know if it's because I was a woman or what, but I'm telling you, I've heard once I started to talk, I've heard other stories. So I'm thinking, why hasn't someone done something to these people? How do they get away with doing this? But this is not the icing on the cake. When my car stops on me, when I have to get the tow and go to Reliable Rides, LLC, when I have to go to them to get, the mechanic over at Precision looks and checks the whole car out and tells me, well, you know what, you have a electrical harness that's out, and the reason that is out is because the person who put the motor mounts in never even bolted them in there. They just put them in there, and they kept rocking and rocking. So they rocked up against the electrical thing, and that's why the electrical thing is out. And it kept. I said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, and he sent me pictures. I have pictures. Honest to God, the thing was not even, I mean, it was not even bolted in there. I don't know what. So now I don't know if it's Torres or if it's Jeff Strong, but it's one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the two that put the motor mounts in. So I'm thinking, okay, and I'm thinking Jeff, because Jeff gave me that stupid ass answer when I asked him about the car. And then I'm thinking about, Torres, because of the way they did me with the brakes. So I'm like, shit, I just need to sue everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is crazy. There is no reason why, when you pay your money to have a service done and it's not done correctly, that they just shuffle you off just so, I mean, they're just so very cavalier. Just, well, maybe it's an old car. I mean, this is after they get your money. Maybe it's an old car. Maybe it's time for you to get a new car. Well, look, the time to have said that I needed a new car, damn it, would have been before you put your hands on it. Right? You know what, Rick, I don't want to touch your car. You know what, you need a new car. So I'm not going to fix anything on here because you should get a new car. That's when you say that shit. You don't say that shit after you do it and then you get the money and then you talk to new car shit. That's not even cool. That is so, so uncool. And every one of these men, every one of them, I don't know for sure, but I know every one of these men have daughters. I know every one of these men probably have grand and great grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know about Angel, but I mean, they've got kids, and I am so sure that if someone were to do their daughter or their niece or their mother or their aunt the way that they've done me, they would be horrified. No doubt. They would be damn horrified. So, I mean, I'm like, and Luis just takes the cake. Luis is like, I don't know if he's at the top or the bottom of the list, but I'm telling you, I am so outdone with these rascals, and I'm not going to stand still for it. I have to do something, because if I don't, someone else is going to be, and let me tell you something. I am positive when people do things like this, I'm not the first one. I might be just one of those that's going to get serious about it, but I'm not the first one. There's the Better Business Bureau. There's the Fair Trade Commission. There's so many institutions that these people will be reported to, not to mention small claims and anything else, because I believe in my heart, and I'm not sure, I don't want to say this, but in my mind, I'm wondering, were they trying to kill me? When you tell somebody that you fix their brakes and you put a brake booster on there and you have no brakes, yeah, you could die. When you tell someone that you fix the motor mounts and you're driving and, and the car just cuts off, you can be in traffic, you can be you could be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, were they mad at me? Were they trying to, and Roman, to tell me, we'll come back next week, after you've done, and he didn't even plug the alternator back. He just put I'm like, let me tell you something, guys. This is real, just borderline, like attempted murder. I know that sounds crazy to you, but each of these things were very, very serious things. Serious enough for me to get into a very, very horrible accident and maybe not even walk away. Attempted murder, and I just be real gangster with it. And how about elderly abuse? It's like, you did these things to my car and I'm the driver, and if something would have happened, I mean, really? And not one of them, except for the lady over there said, I'm sorry. Each one of those men had stupid excuses. It was like, it was your fault. I mean, it's like, we're going behind somebody. Well, I don't know. And I go down there. And Jeff, well, cars are just like people. Each one of these rascals gave me some real stupid ass answers that nobody could give to them. Not one of those three men could some other man come and tell them that, and they would have stood there and looked them in the face. No way. No damn way. So, you know what? I have gotten to the point, like I said, I had to get another car because these are the three mechanics around town, and they have just ruined my car. I mean, I can't do anything with my car. So, like I said, the harnesses, the electrical harness, it caused it to go. Anyway, it's shot. So now we're talking $2 or $3 grand to fix the car. That's another car. So anyway, that's my my speech on that. Torres, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to touch it. Jiffy Lube over there, you don't want to touch them. Romans, you do not want to touch him. Jeff Strong, no chance. And Luis, no way. Luis is like the worst of them all because he's always giggling and smiling like he really wants to help, and he's full of shit. He's just really so damn full of shit. In fact, all of them are full of shit. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, and with this, I mean, it's almost like this conspiracy thing. Like, okay, you didn't do the roof. Are you trying to make, the tenant's going to be gone? Or, you got trying to kill me? What do you, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I know it sounds crazy. But could all 5 of these guys, I mean, forget about the Lou people because they just, but all 4 of these guys, could they all be conspiring together to what? I don't know what I did to them. All I did was pay them their money. That's all I did. I paid them their money. I didn't argue. I didn't withhold anything. They asked me for it. They said they finished, and I paid them. And each one of them gave me inferior service. Each one of them gave me the worst damn service ever. And I am not a person that comes in and complains. I am not a person that comes in because by right, when I came in and the car was not what it was supposed to, they should have stopped what they were doing and got on my car and made sure it was right. No, it's like, okay, you coming in, but you at the end of the line. What kind of shit is that? You take somebody's money, you don't do a good job, you do a job where they have to come back, but yet you tell them they have to wait because the other people are ahead of you when you were actually ahead of them when they were supposed to be doing the right job. I don't know what to say. I am in awe. I mean, in awe. So, I cannot make this up. Honest to God, I cannot make this up. Seriously. I'm going to sue the shit out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully Judge Mathis will see it and he'll say, she's suing 4 or 5 people. we're going to put her on. I hope so. Somebody. But anyway, I'm done. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to do it. And I suggest to you as well, when you get inferior service, damn it, just the small claims is $65 and it's $50 to serve them. I got 5 of them. You know what? And I don't feel a damn thing because in my mind, it's the principle. It's like you took my money and you let me walk out of there knowing that you, number 1, didn't know what you were doing, or number 2, didn't give a damn, or number 3, you really just, hey, it was attempted murder. I want to believe it wasn't. I want to believe it was, I don't know, because it's all bad. But as I said before, it's, I personally, no way. No way, no how. No way, no way. So anyway, now, we got the good stuff in. We got the crazy, you know what I'm saying? I talked about the people that you don't want to go to. And now I want to talk to you about 2028. 2028 is the Olympics. And the Olympics will be here in the United States. They will be at the Los Angeles Coliseum in Los Angeles, California. Listen, oftentimes we're not prepared and we're not, like we wait till the last 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, yeah. 2028 is right around the corner. It's already 2023. We just started 2022 and now it's 2023. And 2028 will be upon us in no time. Come on, people. Let's put our thinking caps on. Let's do some stuff. Let's make some money. There are going to be people from all over the world coming to California. They're going to be coming to Los Angeles. You know, your t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? If you have to get, what is it, licensing? I don't know how that works. I mean, but maybe you can make your own design, your own Olympic design. You know what I'm saying? That looks much nicer than theirs, because theirs is a basic, you know, design, the circles. But anyway, you know, you might want to make some designs for, you know, your own personal design for the Olympics. You might want to do hats. You might want to do, there's so many things that you can do. And you could actually start doing it now. If you want to do it online, you can start taking orders. You can start working with your designs. And I mean, just all kind of stuff. I mean, I want us to be super, super prepared. I mean, California is like the coolest state in the world. I mean, that's my home. And I mean, California's got great weather. It's got just awesome people. It's my home. It's like any place else has got stuff going on like any place else, but as a whole, everything is there. So there's going to be a lot of money to be made there. And we need to plan ahead, and we need to be on top of that. We need to be prepared to do what we're going to do, whether it be slippers, whatever it is. 2028, Los Angeles, Coliseum. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be so much money there. It's going to be forever, forever. So let's start now preparing on what we're going to sell. Let's start preparing now on if we need license, whatever it is that we need to be, you know, legal, to be able to go there and for real get the for real money. That's what we need to do. And we need to get on that right now. This is 2023. I don't even want to say 2022 anymore, because it's 2023, really. Just a few more days. You know what I'm saying? 23, we're only looking at, you know, the years are going just like this. So get yourself prepared. You know what I'm saying? Get your drawings, get your sketchings, get with your family, get with your friends, you know, and figure out the strategies. You know, hey, we want to do this. You know, come together as a family, make it a project, and be able to make some money off the project and be able to put it into some real estate, or put it into some, you know, some metals, or put it into something that's going to, you know, enlarge or increase the family, you know, the family estate. Do something. Come together. Like I said, you might want to do books. You might want to do I mean, it's just so many things. I could just go on and on and on and on and on. But I want you to put your thinking cap on and think about what you're going to do for 2028. Because that's, you know what I'm saying, it's very, very soon. Very, very soon. So do that. Now, with that in mind, I've had a great time with you. And I mean, and as Riq the Critic, you know, I'm going to tell you like it is. And that's what I did. I told you about the jokers. And I told you also about the wonderful people. Like I said, I can't say enough about Reliable Rides LLC. I can't say enough about, you know, Spa Car Rentals. I can't say enough about Brandon over at Precision Nice. Oh, I got one more jerk. I forgot about this guy. One more. I had to spend the night in Bryant, and so I stayed at Hometown Hotel. It's on Main Street in Bryant, and it's right across the street from you know, that wonderful place I'd love to eat at, Cracker Barrel. Anyway, I had to spend the night there because I had to get up in the morning and go and see about my car. So I go in and I check in. Now, I checked in before because I went there to get some work done, and I had to stay there overnight. And it was okay. You know, my eyesight is not the best, as my daughter says, so it probably was crummy to begin with. I should have known when they asked me for a deposit. I should have kind of got the feeling I was in a, you know, but I just wanted to go to sleep. I was just tired. The whole event of the day was just insane. This was the day before I got the car. So it was like, the whole event was just crazy, and it just got too dark for me to drive back. So anyway, I check in. When I check in, I tell them that I had something with booking.com, and well, could you show it to us and all that? And I'm like, I don't have my phone. I mean, I'm just kind of just all over the place because it's such a long day. It's raining, it's cold. Anyway, so he did, well, I have to charge you. And I'm like, oh, crap. Oh, okay, come on. I get this little crummy ass room. And when I get in there, I'm looking, and when I went to close I'm sure it probably was secure, but it didn't look secure to me. So I, put the chair up against the door. So now I'm in there. I didn't eat anything. I drink water. I don't drink sodas. I don't drink juices or anything like that. I just mainly water and tea, and a couple of times a year coffee, but that's not important. So anyway, so I get up the next day and I get myself prepared to leave, and I'm on the phone talking, and there's a knock at the door. I go to the door. I'm fully dressed, and I'm on the phone talking to the guy at Precision. And he says, well, if you stay any longer, you're going to have to. I said, sir, I'm on the phone and I can grab my purse right here and we can walk out together. Well, I'm just saying, it's like, sir, we're walking out, So I get downstairs and he says, you have a deposit, $100 deposit. And I said, okay. So then he says, just a minute. So he goes back and I got to go upstairs. So he's upstairs. Get this shit, I can't make this shit up. He's counting the towels. And then he comes back and he shows me a picture on his phone and says, there's a pink stain on the, I don't know if it was a sheet or pillowcase because I couldn't tell what it was. So I said to him, I said, sir, if you look in the trash cans, you'll see that I didn't have any beverages, and I don't know what I could have had that was pink, but whatever I have, it would be in the receptacles. Oh, we don't look through the trash can, but you going through looking at towels? I mean, really? And these stains are very, it's serious. I'm thinking, fool, this is a hotel. You don't know how to wash. You're not familiar with OxyClean and all those other little gluing and all that other little stuff to clean your, I mean, seriously? Well, it's a stain and it's like, it's really, really hard to get out and we're going to have to charge you $15. I looked at him. I said, are you serious right now? Are you serious? Well, ma'am, it looks fresh to me and blah. I was so tired. I'm sure if it were really there, I don't even know if he might have went to another room because they look so shaky. I said, maybe he went to, I don't know what he did, but he came back. I never saw that before. So now he said, and it looks like a fresh stain. And I'm like, what? So then he says, and I'm going to have to, so I'm like, yeah, okay. What's going to be $15 because it's hard to get the stain. So now I'm frustrated. I'm peeved because I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be the coldest hijack ever. Okay. I mean, $15. And then I thought about, he's got your security deposit. So he's good. Do you want me to take it out of there? If I would have said no and snatched my money and walked out, he would have really been looking at me stupid. But I was like, okay, Rick, just be cool. Cause he's an idiot, clearly. So now he wants to make small talk. Well, was that us? Like, listen, I don't want to talk to you. Just give me my change. Let me get the ham sandwich out of here. So then he says, well, I said, sir, listen, please. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want small talk. I just need hand me my money, please, and let me leave. Okay, well, is that a new, oh, gee, I said, God, please. So then I said, okay, let me stop. I said, where is your home? Where are you from? Well, that has nothing. I said, yes, sir. Where are you from? And as a traveler, I mean, oftentimes the cultures, because the cultures are different, sometimes we misinterpret or we misconstrue something that they're saying, and it may sound harsh to me, and it may not really be. So I said, because I was getting frustrated and irritated, and in my mind I thought, wait a minute, where does he come from? Because maybe I'm overreacting. So he says to me, oh, well, that doesn't, I said, sir, well, I was born here. I said, no, sir, you were not born here. You're not an American, and I don't know who you are, so I don't want to say something, because I may have been to your country before, but I'm not sure. I'm looking at you well, it doesn't matter where I'm from. I'm an American. I said, okay, you probably, became an American, but you're not an American. Now, as an American, and I'm not being funny, but we know, I mean, even in traveling all over the country, one American knows another. I have been to different places in the world, and I mean, I can spot another American, whether they be yellow, black, brown, orange, purple, blue, green. It's just kind of something. It's like if you're in Russia, if you're in Honduras, if you're in Japan, if you're in Europe, if you're in Israel, if you're in Dubai, wherever, you can always spot another American. Even down to the restaurant. And I laugh because I remember Les Brown saying something years ago where he and his friend went into a restaurant to eat, and she was saying, I could tell you each one of these when people here that are, Americans and non-Americans. And he said, oh, no, she says, yeah, that's the American right there. He says, how do you know that? She says, when we eat pie, we start from the tip and eat. When they eat pie, they start from the back. So it's just, what I'm saying, just those little things like that let us know. I mean, just little, I mean, I don't want to say quirky habits, but just things that we do as Americans. And so there are just some things that are done that just kind of like, you just kind of you're taken aback because it's like, I don't think that's an American. I was over in Korea at one time, and there was another American there, and we saw something go down really crazy, and we kind of looked at each other, and right away we instinctively knew it's like, that's an American. And we just kind of smiled and looked back at the scene, and it was like, whoa. So I'm just saying so when I asked him this question and he said that, I said, oh, to myself, he's embarrassed about where he came from. And often when I visit other countries and I see how they live, it is sometimes an embarrassment to them, because when they get here, when they hit the ground, they're running out the gate because they don't have that same competition. They don't have that. They have more tenacity to achieve things here because there's not that much competition. And our government, we pay our taxes, and our government gives them a lot of money to help them get started. And so because of that, they are able to purchase and do things. And then sometimes they do come with money, but most of the time, when you find them with very, I would say, low value, you just know. I mean, this guy clearly, and then I thought about it. I said, they must have a different kind of clientele here, because this guy was just, he was just way off base. But anyway, hometown hotel, right across the street from the Cracker Barrel on Main Street in Bryan. It's a crummy joint. The people are crummy. The whole thing is just a horrible little place. And if you leave any money with them, you will not get it back, whether you have done anything or not. They are just crummy little people, and they're very low value people. And when you're dealing with low value, you're going to oftentimes get just that low. Oh God, I don't want to be crass. It's just not a good place. Okay, just take my word for it. It's not a good place. It's not a good place. Anyway, and I should have known better. My daughter said, anytime you pay under $100 to stay in a place, it's going to be crappy. And I was like, oh, she's right. But anyway, I'm Riq the Critic. I have had a wonderful time with you. And you know what I'm saying? I told you everything going on, who not to deal with, who to deal with. And, I want you to think about 2028. I want you to think about it now, not in 2026, not in 2027. I want you to think about it now, because there's so many things where, that you might be able to pick up right now that you can use, later on. It might be some great bargains on hats or buttons or whatever, t-shirts, whatever, scarves, anything. But when, this would be the time. to buy them, because the closer it gets to time, the things are going to go up, because people know that, you're trying to make money and they're going to try to make money too. So I'm saying this to you because I want you and I to just, to be able to, climb up together. I want us to be successful together. I want us to be able to talk and laugh and say, gosh, I remember, when we were eating, maybe peanut butter and Ritz crackers or something like that. Anyway, I'm Riq the Critic. I just loved you guys. And again, once again, I can't tell you how grateful I am that you allow me to come into your home. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Enjoy the flag.